What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you guys have been doing fantastic. We are less than 24 hours away from week 13 of the 2022 NFL season, which means we are less than 24 hours away from week 13 of the 2022 fantasy football season. So you guys know what time it is, baby. Time for some live week 13 fantasy Q&A. So hop in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need, man. Starts, sits, ads, drops. How did the waiver wire go for you this weekend? How confident are you in your roster? How non-confident are you in your roster? Who you're starting this week? Who are you benching? Hop in the live chat, man. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. Guys, I don't know where this season is going. It has come and it is almost gone. It's flying by. Week 13, guys. This is an extremely important week for everyone out there, right? You're either holding on to a top seed, you're making a strong playoff push, you're somewhere under that line where you're trying to hold on to a playoff spot, or you're trying to make the playoffs, or you are trying to completely regroup, win out, and cross your fingers that a lot of other people lose, right? So it's that time of year, man. It's the pre-fantasy playoffs, right? It's super important. This is when I really feel the pressure with you guys. This is where I really got to make the most important calls. So we got a lot to get into, man. We really do. So it's going to be a good week of football, man. We'll kind of hop into a preview of each game. Then I'll hop in the live chat and we'll get through some fantasy Q&A tonight. So smash that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And, of course, hop in the live chat, man. Please let me know what you guys need. Let's talk some fantasy football, man. On top of that, thank you guys. This past week I was at the beach with my family, so thank you guys. I know we barely had any content this past week and everything. So thank you guys. I was in an awful setup, was not at home, didn't have my PC, all that stuff. So thank you guys for bearing with me this past week and supporting the channel and everything that you guys do, man. We hit 3,000 subscribers this past week. Thank you guys so much for that, man. Just thank you guys. I love this community, man. I love you guys. I love everything about this that I get to do with you guys throughout the fantasy season. So I just want to say thank you guys so much once again for 3,000 subscribers and for dealing with my crappy setup this past week. And sorry for the lack of content, so to speak, this past week and everything, but I was at the beach with family and everything. So I'm excited to be here, man. We're going to have a great stream tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So week 13, we already had the Bills, the Patriots. Not a very good game if you started the Patriots defense, if you started either Ramondre Stevenson or N'Keal Harry, but the Bills look good. But even then, not the highest potential ceiling out of the Bills players. I mean, Stephon Diggs probably your best play there, but regardless, the game's over with, right? Packers Bears 1 o'clock Sunday slate. Do we have an update on Aaron Rodgers? It just dawned on me. I have not checked on my boy. He will start. Okay, yeah, that's as of a day ago. Aaron Rodgers is starting. So, man, I would fire up Christian Watson in this in this game in your lineups. I love Watson. I've liked Watson all week long, regardless of if Rodgers started or not. But just, I mean, the Bears got torched last week. I love Watson going into this matchup. Allen Lazard, if you're desperate, is fine, but just Watson's really stealing that upside from Allen Lazard. Aaron Jones continues to be a play on a weekly basis. Your RB8 so far on the season, full PPR. So well, that's who I would start there. Probably wouldn't start Tanyan. Don't really see any reason to start Aaron Rodgers unless you're absolutely desperate. He played Chicago in week 2 at 15.3 points. Don't really see any reason to start any of the other Packers receivers or anything like that. I don't really trust A.J. Dillon right now. So maybe A.J. Dillon, but I don't really trust him. In terms of the Bears, Justin Fields is going to play, right? He has no injury designation, I don't believe. Yeah, he will return. So it just scares me a little. But I don't doubt Justin Fields with what we've seen out of him on the season. So I think Fields, Montgomery, the Packers got torched by the Eagles on the ground last week. So David Montgomery's good to go. Mooney's out for the year, right? So Chase Claypool, good to go. Had a little bit of a knee stinger, but he's good to go, man. Cole Kmet, you can start. I don't know if I really want to start Chase Claypool, but he's going to be the #1 receiver, so we'll see what he's made of, man. I think Kmet you can start with how weak the tight end position is. But Steelers, Falcons, I would start George Pickens. I love George Pickens this weekend. I really do. Deontay Johnson's okay, but he'll probably have A.J. Terrell on him most of the game, and like he doesn't really bring a ceiling anyways. Like it has to be full PPR to start Johnson, you know. Najee Harris is going to play, so much for you know, the potential sudden emergence of all these waiver wire running backs this week. Like all the people in front of them who are supposed to be out are going to play. Najee Harris is going to play, but that doesn't mean that we won't necessarily see like. I mean, Jalen Warren's questionable. It doesn't mean that we won't see Benny Snell, who was also banged up with a knee injury. Like, I don't know. I must feel like worse about Najee Harris. It was a good matchup for Harris, so if you're desperate, that's fine. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a good game, but I'm not saying start Pickett. And you were firing up Pat Freiermuth on all cylinders. My boy Pat F is going to have a good game. In terms of the Falcons, I mean, what do you get out of this offense? Cordell Patterson, I guess. Drake London. I mean, the Steelers secondary has been really bad, but it's like, who else do they have to worry about? You could go Drake London, I guess, if you're desperate. Jets Vikings should be a fun game, man. Stream of the week at quarterbacks got to be Mike White. We got him on the screen for the pick'ems. Why not? Man, Garrett Wilson is a player we're probably going to be starting the rest of the fantasy season. Listen, I like Elijah Moore. Corey Davis probably has some value, but there's a little bit of a gamble there too. Like, it's got to be full PPR, and we need to continue to get a sample size here before we're calling any clear shots. Is Carter playing? Michael Carter's doubtful. So we just kind of touched on that. So Zonovan Knight is going to be the man, I would say. But do we have an update on James frickin' Robinson? Because I've been saying this all week. Like, what if James Robinson plays? They haven't committed to Robinson playing at all. What? That makes no sense to me. But, okay, Zonovan Knight time. Fire him up, baby. Why not? Tyler Conklin's an okay start here, too. I think this is going to be a good offensive game. I hope. In terms of the Vikings, I mean, you know who you're starting here. Dalvin Cook, JJ are your locks. Hawkinson's a lock, too. Kirk Cousins, if you don't have a better option. But I think that the Jets defense will make some plays in this game. Can always go Adam Thielen, but just not a lot of consistency. Jags, Lions. Yeah, Christian Kirk should have a good game, right? Do we have an update on ETN? See, like, so many questionable running backs. Still listed as questionable. If he's not good to go, like, DeMichael Hasty's the move, but we'll see what happens. Christian Kirk's a good start. Trevor Lawrence, a fine stream. Amon-Ra St. Brown remains a start. I feel like we'll probably get that question at some point throughout the night. Like, how does Jameson Williams being activated from IR affect things? I think they'll ease him in, right? Like, I have a lot of faith in Jameson Williams, but I think they'll ease him in. So, you know, DJ Chark, Amon-Ra St. Brown especially are still perfectly fine starts. You're starting Jamal Williams. I mean, this man is balling. Double digits every game since week 8. Double digits every game this year except for weeks 2, 5, and 7. So it's 3 games he hasn't hit double digits. I mean, leads the league in rushing touchdowns. Your RB12 on the season. Start him. Flex DeAndre Swift if you don't have better options. Could you stream Jared Goff? Sure. Why not? Titans, Eagles. This might be the game of the weekend, man. It's going to be a fun one. Not a great matchup for Treylon Burks, but he's probably like the... I mean, outside of Derrick Henry, of course, like the shining fantasy option here for this team. Like, I don't really have a lot of faith in Robert Woods or Austin Hooper, but deeper leagues, super deep leagues, like you consider those guys. I think you can take a chance on Burks, but you just have to limit your expectations. Derrick Henry, you're starting without a doubt. I mean, the Packers played pretty well. The Eagles have been struggling against the run, so the Packers looked pretty good against them last week, right? Eagles have been struggling against the run as of late. So, and regardless, you're starting Derrick Henry. In terms of the Eagles, you're probably starting everyone here. I think A.J. Brown's going to have a big game. I'm following this storyline like I'm on the hype train. I've been on it all week. I think A.J. Brown's going to have a big game. Um, it's a good matchup for Devonta Smith, so start him. Start Jalen Hurts for sure. But I don't quite know if we want to start Miles Sanders coming off of a monster game. But, like, this Titans defense is very good against the run. They have a very good pass rush. So it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like this Titans team matches up very well against the Eagles. So we'll see what happens. Browns, Texans. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a heated game. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be gross. I mean, gosh. It's going to be a heated game for sure, man. So, listen, I've been saying all week, I don't think that Deshaun Watson's ceiling is necessarily very high this weekend. I mean, we all know the Texans cannot defend the run. We all know that Nick Chubb, you could easily argue, is the best running back in the NFL, right? Nick Chubb just had a monster day against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, the Browns are going to want to do everything they can to win this football game. Why would you just not hand it off to Nick Chubb 30 times, you know, and ease Watson? And I'm not saying that Watson doesn't have a pretty good floor, isn't going to make some plays. I mean, the quarterback position is not, like, very pretty this year at all. So it's, like, not like he's going to be any worse than a lot of the options out there. But I just don't think that Watson's going to come out with, like, this monster performance. And I keep reading, like, oh, yeah, he's going to have a great game against the worst team in the league. And it's like, well, yeah, the Texans are bad. But from a fantasy perspective, I keep saying this too, part of the reason they rank this way against receivers and quarterbacks because teams just run the football against them. But they rank decently against the quarterback and the receiver position. But Derek Stingley is going to miss this game, which is big. So I just want to put it out there. I still stand by the fact that I think Watson can have a good game, but I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to come out here and, like, light up the Texans for, you know, like 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, I think he has a pretty mediocre game because I don't think he needs to have a monster game. They're just going to run the football, and they're going to try and come out of a really hostile environment with a win. But with that being said, like, you can still start Amari Cooper. You know, he's had some pretty good away games as of late. Like, earlier in the season, it's like, you don't start Cooper in away games, but he's done fine. I mean, Cooper's a top 10 receiver. You can continue to start Amari Cooper. So, Donovan Peoples-Jones, completely fine in the flex. But you just got to know what you're going to get out of Jones. He finally came back to earth last week, right? So, and Njoku is probably a start too, but it's going to be interesting to see what Watson's chemistry looks like with the pass catchers on this team. But I think it'll be fine. In terms of the Texans, you're probably sitting all aspects of this team, but I would consider flexing Dameon Pierce. Like, the Texans aren't helping Pierce by continuing to get in game scripts where they need to play from behind and try and throw the football, which they're not good at. But I think we can consider Pierce in this game because the Browns cannot defend the run, just like the Texans can't defend the run. So I think Pierce could have a decent day. That's all I'm saying. Not saying he's going to have, like, a 20-point performance, but somewhere between 10 and 15 I think is reasonable. All right, let's move on from that mess. Commanders, Giants. Move on to another mess. Start Terry McLaurin for sure. Can always start Curtis Samuel, but you just got to, like, limit your expectations. Boom or bust, right? Brian Robinson / Antonio Gibson are fine in the flex, but, like, they cap each other's upside. Robinson looked very good last week, but, like, that could flop this week. You can see Gibson play well this week. So I like both of them, but, you know, it's a committee. In terms of the Giants, starting Barkley, start Darius Slayton. It's a good matchup for him. Richie James Jr., kind of a sleeper flex option. He's looked good the last couple of weeks. It's a good matchup for him. You could stream Daniel Jones if you wanted to. Why not? Broncos, Ravens. Ugh. This game just feels gross to me, man. This feels gross. I don't want to start anyone in this matchup. I think it's going to be a defensive game, and I feel like this game could end up with a score of like 3-3. I say that, and I won't be surprised if both these defenses just don't show up tomorrow. This game is like high scoring, and I screw everyone over. I just hate this game. If you're going to start anyone, Latavius Murray, Lamar, because he's Lamar, but, like, God, he hasn't not been playing well from a fantasy perspective lately. That's about it. Like, I don't like this matchup. And last I read, like, all the Broncos receivers are hurt. Cortland Sutton's expected to play. I mean, you can start Cortland Sutton if you want. Jerry Jeudy is moving in the right direction to play. Okay. Yeah, last I read, like, all the Broncos receivers were questionable. And you can start Mark Andrews, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't like that matchup. Ravens defense looks like a good play, though. But I just don't like that matchup, guys. I don't. Dolphins-Niners going to be a good game, man. Start them all. I'm not worried about the defense here for the Niners. Start Hill. Start Waddle. Start Tua. If you have to, start Jeff Wilson in a quote-unquote revenge game. It's a bad matchup for him, though, so don't expect a lot. In terms of the Niners, let's check McCaffrey if we got an update there. Yeah, he's good to go. He's good to go. So, you got to start CMC. You just don't bench CMC. Do we have an update on Deebo? Deebo's a game time decision, which is never good in a 4 o'clock game, but Ayuk, Deebo, Kittle in your lineups. Why not? Jimmy G, sure, if you had to stream him. Hawks at Rams. Metcalf, Lockett, Walker, Geno Smith, start him. Seahawks defense, start him. Very worried about this Rams offense. I don't want to start anyone here unless you're just so desperate in a deep PPR league that you have to start Van Jefferson or Tyler Higbee. Maybe Higbee. And listen, Kyron Williams and Cam Akers hold some value just due to the matchup, but like, I just don't think this offense is gonna have a good day, man. So I don't like it. But if you hold on to Kyron on your bench, for example, I think he's worth monitoring for sure. Chargers Raiders. Mike Williams is out. So we got Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, we got Gerald Everett, we got Austin Eckler. Line them up, man. Line up Justin Herbert. In terms of the Raiders, do we have an update on Jacobs? He's probably going to play, right? He's still questionable. I feel like Jacobs is going to play. Jacobs, Adams, even Carr. Carr's been playing a little bit better lately if you need a streaming option. Line them up, man. Mac Hollins, kind of a sleeper, too. He's been playing well as of late. Chiefs, Bengals, man, what did I say? I said Titans, Eagles might be the best game of the week. I don't know, man. Dolphins, Niners, Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers, Raiders. We got some good games this weekend. Chiefs, Bengals, just lie. Everyone in this game, start them. Mahomes, Kelsey, Juju, Pacheco, MVS, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Mixon, Pirine, Burrow. Get them out there, man. Just do it. Is Jamar Chase playing? He's still questionable, man. Got a lot of injuries to look at after tomorrow. Colts, Cowboys. Ooh. Man, the Colts struggled against the Steelers. And they got it going in the second half, though, kind of. Comparison, but start Jonathan Taylor. It's not a great matchup. I just worry that this offense is going to struggle, man. I mean, the volume should be there for a guy like Michael Pittman, but it's... you got to start Jonathan Taylor, right? Cowboys defense looks good. Matt Ryan probably throw a pick or two. Zeke in the flex, Pollard in the flex, perfectly fine. They kind of cap each other's ceilings. CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, Dak Prescott, all good to go here. Saints Bucks last game for a sneak peek. We got Monday Night Football here. A lot of you guys worried about this matchup on both sides, which is fair. But I still think Chris Olave is a start. I still think you can consider Alvin Kamara. I know he's been in a rut. I know this offense hasn't looked great. I know it's a bad matchup, but like at least Kamara gives you that upside. In terms of the Bucks, and I guess Jawan Johnson's okay. The Bucks haven't played well against tight end position. I know Johnson had a bad week last week, but Jawan Johnson you can consider. But back to the Bucks. Yeah, I mean, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans just getting a ton of volume. You know, Chris Godwin's probably the better start. Feels like the better start, but I think they'll be fine. If you have to go Brady, like I'm not against it. I'm not excited about it. But once again, like we just touched on this a couple moments ago, like the quarterback position just sucks this year. I mean, you don't have like the top 4 guys. Like, I mean, if you have to go Brady, I think it's okay. You know, Rashad White and Leonard Fournette are fine in the flex, but I don't think it's going to be all White. I think Fournette's going to be involved too. So, all right, there's your Week 13 preview. Thank you guys. How's everyone doing, man? Let's talk some fantasy. Let me get a sip of water. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I appreciate you guys spending part of your Saturday here at the channel. So smash that like button for me, guys. Let's try and get to 20 likes. We only have 15. Let's get as many likes on the stream as possible. All right, let's get to your guys' fantasy questions. Thank you, guys. All right, what's up, Ghost Hunter? What's good, bro? Mr. Jones, what's up? Should I start Palmer or Burks? I'd probably go Palmer. He tends to play better when he can truly line up as the wide receiver 2 with a guy like Keenan Allen out there and or Mike Williams. You know, Williams is out. Allen's going to be on the field. So it's a little bit of a tougher matchup for Burks. I think Burks could potentially bring more upside, but I'd probably go Palmer here because it feels a lot safer. Alex, what's good, bro? Let's see here. Ibrahim, what's up? Genius or Fields? Oh, Geno. I'm saying who's Geno or who's Genius? The safer play is going to be Geno. The upside play is Fields. Depends. Do you need to play for points or do you feel pretty good about the rest of your lineup? If you feel pretty good, I'd probably just go Geno. DJ or DPJ? Which DJ? DJ Chark? I was thinking DJ Moore is like he's on bye week. Probably DJ Chark. Give me Chark. Just considering we don't exactly know what to expect out of DPJ, new quarterback out there. Bobby King with the $2 dono. Thank you so much, bro. Very, very kind of you, man. You know what that means. It means we got to throw some emojis in the chat for Bobby. Need to. Jeff Wilson, Deontay, Nico Collins, or Latavius Murray. Ooh, these are tough calls. I probably go Jeff Wilson here. I know it's not a good matchup, but it is a good game script. Two very competitive, good teams. Definitely a shot. You know, Miami's in the red zone multiple times in this game, and they need to turn to the running back position. So, I think you can, out of these options, can go Jeff Wilson. I want to go Deontay, but I don't know, man. I don't feel great about Deontay's ceiling. Bobby, I'd probably go Jeff Wilson and Latavius Murray because, like, I don't think any of these guys give you a very good ceiling, even looking at the receiver position from a PPR perspective, you know? When we look at Deontay going up against probably A.J. Terrell, like the Falcons haven't played well against receivers, but Terrell's been hurt. And he looked good last week against Scary Terry, you know? And we look at Nico Collins, like, not a bad matchup, but I don't feel good about the Texans passing game right now. So, like, I could see Deontay and Nico Collins getting, like, 10 points on a good day. But I don't like, if they don't score, you're just coming out with like a really low ceiling. So I probably go Jeff Wilson and Latavius Murray, and they're both in bad matchups. So let me know what you think about it, Bobby. Let me know what you think, man. It's tough calls there, bro. Bobby, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. All right, back to the top of the chat. Of course, if you guys want your question answered right away, you can send a super chat, but do not worry, I will get through the whole chat, I promise. Boba Fett, what's up, man? Start one, Dylan, Rashad White, Gus, Olave, Pickens, or Kyron. I go Pickens. George Pickens is my guy this weekend. But, I mean, you got to consider Olave here as well. You know, Rashad White as well. There's some good options here. I like Pickens the most, though. Pickens is my guy this weekend. Jute, at flex, Najee, Pittman, Evans, Watson, or Jamal Williams. Ooh. I mean, good players here, but the two players that stand out are Jamal Williams and Christian Watson. If you want a floor, play Jamal Williams. If you want a ceiling with more risk, go Christian Watson. But I really like Watson this weekend. Jamal Williams is playing very well, though. Mr. Jones, should I start Lenny or White? I got both, or just play both. It's always tough when you're looking at a committee like this, you know? Because unless they both, like, absolutely ball out, or one of them absolutely balls out, they're probably going to come out of the game, like, bringing you enough points for, like, one player. You know what I'm saying? Like, best case scenario with both of them having like capping each other's ceilings, like one comes out with like 10 points, 12 points, one comes out with like 6 or 8 points, you know? So it's like, it's tough. It's tough, bro. I probably go Rashad White because he's kind of looking like he's taking more touches, but we haven't seen, like, since Rashad White has kind of been handed the lead position, so to speak, due to Fournette's injury. Now we kind of needed this game to see what happens with Leonard Fournette coming back. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a tough call. Sport Doc, thanks for saving my bacon when he told me not to run with Gabe Davis, of course, bro. Yeah, you know, he was targeted a lot in that game, too. It just didn't feel like he was on the same page. I mean, he scored a touchdown, but yeah, from a fantasy perspective, just didn't look like someone we really wanted to start. But yeah, you know what you get out of Gabe Davis. He's boom or bust on a weekly basis, man. But I'm glad we made that call for you, bro. What's up, Diggs? What's up, NX? What's good, bro? Niners defense or Commanders? I gotta go Commanders. I don't want to bet against Miami's offense right now, bro. I'll go Commanders. Booger Dog, the merging probable league winner has RBs, George, Jacobs, wide receivers, Diggs, Jefferson, and Schultz. I'm swinging for fences. Kirk, Garrett Wilson, Watson, flexed. I'm not sure who George is, but he sounds scary. Jacobs, Diggs, Jefferson, and Schultz is kind of scary too. But I mean, honestly, bro, you got Christian Kirk, Garrett Wilson, and Watson. You have a chance. It's a tough matchup for sure, though. Man, how many teams are in that league if he ended up with Diggs and JJ? I guess that's possible. Jacob's definitely possible with where he got drafted at. Would you drop Van Jefferson for Corey Davis? I'd consider it, Kels, for sure. But we once again, we're not entirely I mean, the chemistry between Mike White and Davis was fine last year, so I would argue that he's tied to the better offense for sure. If Etienne is healthy, he's my RB2. So who should I put in my flex? Devonta, Rashad, Monty, Burks, Jones. Also, should I start Terry, Burks, Devonta, or Zay Jones, my wide receiver 2? For like the most upside, go Devonta Smith against the Titans, but he also brings a lot of risk, you know? So I think Montgomery is like super safe this weekend. Should I start Terry, Burks, Devonta, or Zay Jones? Probably scary Terry. He's been the best receiver out of the bunch, but I probably flex Devonta Smith for an upside play with risk, Rashad White or Monty for a floor, and I'd probably go Terry as your wide receiver 2. It's fine. Charlie, what's good, bro? Good to see you, man. What up, what up? Derek in the house. What's up, man? How are you? Good to have you guys. Michael, Fields or Lamar? Guys, I don't know what to do with Lamar right now. He's been in a huge slump. I mean, he still had 23 points last week. You know? It's just so hard to bench Lamar. It's not a good matchup for him, but he's a little banged up too. He's got a quad injury, but it's just so tough to bench a guy like Lamar. He comes in as a quarterback 5. Like, think about how frustrating the past couple of weeks, I mean, really since week 4, how frustrating it's been to start him. He's still the quarterback 5. Like, there's such a disadvantage between the top 4 quarterbacks and the next couple guys. And maybe, like, Dak, Tua, and Fields in that conversation, I guess, because I've missed significant time, you know? It's just tough. Jackson's definitely the floor play, but he still brings risk, you know? Then I think Fields probably brings more risk coming off of injury, but it's not the worst match. I think the Bears are going to have a decent day. It's very close, Michael. I like the matchup for Fields more, but I feel a little bit better about Lamar Jackson overall. That's a tough one. Eagles or Browns? I'd probably go with the Browns. I mean, they're awful. Like, god-awful. But I'd probably go with the Browns. I'm a little bit worried about the Eagles' defense as of late. I already played Ramondre. Who would you start out of the three? Swift, Pierce, and White. Rashad White. Yeah. But I think Swift could have a good game, too. And I think Damon Pierce could have a good game, but I'd probably go White. How do you feel with Fournette being full practice and ends up last minute being questionable since he's Monday? Do I risk it or put someone else like Mostard or Algier? I'd probably risk it given the options. But if you don't want to risk it, I'd go Mostard by hair. Pickens over Juju? That's super close. I really like Pickens this weekend, but I think Juju's just in a really good game script. Practiced in full yesterday. Had a down week in week 12, but didn't really need to do a lot. Coming off injury. I'd probably go Pickens. I like Pickens a lot. Ghost Hunter, my trade deadline passed, so I straight up dropped Deontay. Been too many weeks of doing nothing. That's fine, man. I dropped him too. It's a really good upcoming schedule for the Steelers receivers, but I've dropped him too in the league. Derek, if you own Jamar Chase and he's good to go, you can start him for sure. What do you think about the Watson-Cooper combo? I mean, I surely hope that the chemistry between Watson and Cooper is the same as it was between Brissett and Cooper, but only time will tell. Like it is, yeah, it's definitely the possibilities there for sure. I'm not counting out Watson by any means, but we'll just have to see what happens, David. Cam with the $2 dono, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very, very kind. You know what that means. We got to get emojis in the chat for Cam. Let's do it. Pacheco or Fournette? I go Pacheco for sure, Cam. Nico or Carter? Very close there. Very, very close. Huh. Not a bad matchup for Nico. Cam, if it's full PPR, I don't necessarily mind Nico Collins. I just don't see a super high ceiling. I mean, 10 points last week against Miami, 9.8 against Washington the week before, 15.9 in week 10. Like that's what you're hoping for. 10 to 15 points, you know. You're gonna get Kyle Allen out there. It's just like, ugh. But the issue with Carter, I mean, there is life for Carter this week, who's played well. Okay, a little bit. I mean, there's boom or bust involved here. Let's look at it since week 9. His fantasy lines read 10, 16, 6, and 20. It's a good matchup against the Raiders. And there's life because Mike Williams is out. You know? So, he had 20 points last week with the same receivers out there as he's going to have this week. Justin Herbert likes Carter. Like, he trusts him, man. 10 targets last week, too. It's his season high. So, I'll say it this way, Cam. Nico for the floor, less risk, and DeAndre Carter for the upside, you know, but far more risk. So I play Pacheco over Fournette, but Nico versus Carter, you just got to look, Cam. Do you want a floor play in Nico or do you want the ceiling in Carter? So I probably would start Carter, because I also like the game script and matchup a little bit more. So I'd probably go Pacheco and Carter, man. But a little bit of risk I still feel like with Carter. So Cam, thank you so much for the $2 dono. I appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm working through the chat. I promise. What's up, Prey? Good to see you, bro. Should I start Zay Jones over Marvin Jones? I would, David. I would. Prey hit 205 on bench. Let's go. The number one Zonovan in fantasy. You know it, Ghost Hunter. Ooh. Tough counting on Taysom, Alex. Cleveland's defense or Seattle? I go Seattle, David. I like Seattle a lot this weekend. What's up, Fantasy Dog? Good to see you, bro. Kels, Jimmy G, or Jared Goff? The flame emojis. I go Goff. But super close. I mean, like, similar floor, similar ceiling for both streaming options. I could easily see Jimmy G or Goff outscoring each other. So, Alex, Goff or Fields? I risk it here. I go Fields. I mean, we're kind of at that point in the season where, like, you just kind of say screw it and you kind of risk things. Like, unless you're, like, your team's pretty damn stacked and you're, like, secured in the playoffs. Like, if you're trying to win right now, I'm just going to go for the upside, man. Non-PPR, what's up, Bud Smoker? White or Gus? It's very close here. Ooh, very close. I'll go Rashad White in a little bit of a better matchup. Sport Dog, what's up, bro? My 18 PPR lineup played Allen, got Ayuk, Zay Jones, Eckler, Mixon, Everett, Watson, Olave in the flex, Robbie Gould, and Seattle's defense. It's great lineup, man. Great lineup. Yeah, looks good to me, bro. Joe Mixon or Christian Watson in the flex, and if Mixon is out, would you start Pirine over Watson as well? I think he was always, of course. I go Watson in the flex. Once again, I'm throwing upside darts this time of year, right? You know, Mixon's a perfectly fine start. I mean, it's a good matchup against the Chiefs. So, if you want to go Mixon, that's fine. I think Watson brings a little bit more upside, though. So, I don't want to discredit Mixon, though. If Mixon's out, you could go Pirine. Ooh, you got lots of good options here. I mean, I really do like that matchup between the Bengals and Chiefs from a fantasy perspective. So, if you want to try and exploit that, I don't have a problem with it necessarily. But I feel really good about Watson. I don't think there's anything negative by any of these potential plays here. Raiders could be a dark horse potentially. Deshaun is on my bench this week. Carr's been playing too well, and we don't know how involved Watson will be. Yeah, I think that they will roll him out slowly. A hostile environment against a 1-8-1 team. Hey, man, all I'm saying is I follow every subreddit for every NFL team, and the Texans subreddit is going crazy for tomorrow, man. That's all I got to say. But, yes, I think even if the Texans are 1-8-1, like, they are going to do everything they can to win this game. I don't know if they're going to win, though. Hostile in terms of the fan base, you know, the environment there is what I meant. Diggs had Murray bye, so traded Saquon, CD, and Hollywood for Geno, JT, and D-Hop. Ooh. Well, you got a quarterback. That's good. I may have just streamed a quarterback for the week. I mean, he swaps Saquon for JT and then CD and Hollywood for D-Hop. It's very close. You got a quarterback, though, which you needed. But Saquon, CD, and Hollywood's a lot to give up. But it depends on the rest of the roster. What's up, Chase? Good to see you, bro. Bench one. Warren, Dillon, or Rashad White? Probably Jalen Warren, because he's questionable at the moment. And Najee is going to play. Benny Snell's good to go. So I'd probably bench Warren. I mean, A.J. Dillon's risky, but at least the matchup looks good. The sarcastic was good, bro. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Mike Boone is playing, isn't he? Of course he is, because it's the Broncos. They can never just give us one running back. I still think Murray's the guy, but like, yeah, I forgot about Mike Boone creeping in. Christian, who do I start at flex? Mike Evans, Swift, Sutton, Zay Jones, or Zeke? I'd probably consider Zeke here against the Colts. But Zay Jones gives you some nice PPR upside too. Quark, what's up? Brian Robinson, Williams, or Sanders? I go Jamal Williams for sure. For sure. Sanders in a tough matchup, coming off a great week. Brian Robinson, probably going to have a good week, but Jamal Williams, my guy, for sure. Bam Knight or Kamara? Hat PPR, really thinking sitting Kamara. Whew. I might go Bam Knight as well, Brian. Like, I don't want to necessarily 100% sit Alvin Kamara, but in certain situations, I might consider it. You know what I'm saying? So, and this might be one of those situations where if Carter doesn't play, you get some nice upside out of Zonovan himself. Santos, hope everyone's having a good night. Thanks for the stream, of course, bro. Wide receiver help, DK or Kirk or Allen? Ooh. I'll go Kirk. But I don't mind DK here at all. I think for me it's between DK and Kirk. It's close. And I don't really want to discredit Keenan Allen against the Raiders either. That's tough. I had Kirk the highest on my wide receiver ranking, so I feel like I have to go with him. But I'd probably go Kirk, DK, then Allen. All good options, though. Predictions on how Jameson Williams will affect St. Brown. I'm not worried about it like right out the gate. We'll kind of see what happens over time. But I think St. Brown will be fine. He's too much of a playmaker. Derek Lazard, Elijah Moore, Zonovan, or Chiron. Full PPR pick 1. Bro, I'd probably just take a chance on Elijah Moore here. Well, no, I go Zonovan. Yeah. Elijah Moore's not a bad option either, but I'd probably go Zonovan. As long as Carter's out. If Carter's not out, then I go Elijah Moore. Cruz, Fields, or Dak? I'd probably go with the safe side and go Dak. But Fields brings the risk and the upside, you know what I'm saying? Alex, Deontay Johnson, or DPJ? Probably DPJ, but I don't feel like either are going to have a great week. Got you, Bobby King. Booker Dog, I added Chiefs defense for weeks 15 through 17 playoffs versus 2 Denver games at Houston. I think a Seahawks, not sure on the 4th. Have Cowboys defense too. That's fine. I have seen that the Chiefs have a good playoff schedule and everything in terms of their defense. But in my opinion, if you have the Cowboys defense, like just roll with them regardless of matchup. I mean, they're your #1 defense in fantasy. I just stick with them, but that's fine to have a second option for the playoffs, bro. Anthony, full PPR, Pacheco, White, Chiron. I'd probably go Pacheco, but Rashad White's here. Rashad White is fine as well. Gus or Wilson Jr. both have bad matchups at Alex, but I'd probably go Wilson because he's tied to the better offense. Glenn, Hayden Hurst or Cole Kmet. Hurst is probably the floor play, less risk. Kmet's probably the upside play. I'd probably go Cole Kmet since Fields is back. No Steven tonight, pray. Alex, Lawson Joku playing Taysom Hill to the moon. Is George Pickens or George Wilson? That's not a question, pray. Ask me a question, pray. Well, since John's let the chat flood over all the time, gotta do my pray duties and answer all the questions about in the chat. Thank you, pray. Alright, let me see. Trying to catch up. What's up, King Marcelo? Need 3 receivers, 1 flex. Debo, not sure if he's playing. Godwin, Pickens, DPJ, Palmer, Burks, Pacheco, Jalen Warren. Godwin, Pickens, Palmer. And if Debo plays, you can play Debo over Palmer. Or you can just go Godwin, Pickens, and Palmer. And I want to like Treylon Burks. And I mean, I even like Isaiah Pacheco here. But ultimately, I feel like Godwin, Pickens, Palmer are your best plays. I go Cowboys defense. Give me the Cowboys against the Colts. Why would Chicago start Fields with a bad shoulder? It's a good question. Especially when they have a bye week next week. They did it for our fantasy teams, bro. You know it. Palmer, ETN. That's tough. I'd probably go ETN. But if you're worried about the injury, just go Palmer. You know, good matchup for him. Pretty safe start overall. ETN still listed as questionable, but it's a good matchup for him, although Detroit's looked better in the last couple weeks. Oh, Mel, what's good, bro? Almost skipped you. Full PPR, Olave or Palmer? Man, guys, are we worried about Olave? It's like every week after Olave plays bad, we worry about him, then he balls out. I'd probably go Palmer. But I don't want to discredit Olave at all. Running backs, Edwards, White, Mixon, or Piron. I play either Mixon or Piron. If Mixon's healthy, play Mixon. If he's not, play Piron. Green Bay or Pittsburgh's defense? Pittsburgh. I don't trust Green Bay right now. What to do with OBJ? I mean, I kind of like alluded to this all year. I didn't really think OBJ was worth picking up, you know? And now it's kind of coming out that he's probably not going to be ready to play this year. Like, he's not going to give us any fantasy relevancy. So, I wouldn't hold on to OBJ. I don't think you're going to lose too much even if he does sign. Like, from what I've read, OBJ is probably not going to be able to play until, like, late in the playoffs, you know? Like, real-life playoffs. Like, AFC, NFC Championship, Super Bowl playoffs. So, I don't think he's going to be relevant fantasy-wise. PJ, what's good, bro? Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. My options are Amon-Ra, Lamb, ETN, Pollard, Coop, non-PPR. I go Amon-Ra and Lamb. But you got really good options here, bro. Any of these players could outscore each other, you know. But Amon-Ra's in a good matchup. Good game script. Lamb does have a tough matchup on paper. The Colts, you know, one thing they've done right, I guess other than use JT as of late, is defend the receiver position, but I just feel like Lamb is one of those players you can't sit. If you don't want to go Lamb, you could go Cooper here, or Pollard or ETN. They're all fine, but if it's my lineup, I'd probably just put Amon-Ra and Lamb in there, bro. Good to see you, PJ. Drew, what's up, bro? Good to have you. Drew, Garrett Wilson or Rashad White? I go Garrett Wilson. Go Garrett Wilson. ETN or Purist from Alex. ETN if he plays, but if not, you can go Pierce. Anthony, Derek Carr or Tua? Ooh, that one's close. Give me Tua. Give me Tua. Better matchup for Carr, though. Albert, what's going on, man? Andrea, hello, hello. Thank you guys for being here. What's up? Great to have you guys. Yeah, I knew Prey would say start Tua. George Pickens or Josh Palmer? Andrea, I really like Pickens. I really feel good about Pickens this weekend. I'd probably go Pickens. But you can go Palmer. They both have good matchups here. Both are kind of lining. Yep, both are lining up as a wide receiver too. Probably a more competitive matchup between the Chargers and Raiders. So I might go Palmer, but I really like me some George Pickens going into the weekend. All right, let's see. Booger Dog, phone changed Henry to George. Oh, you're good. I was like, who's George? Sounds like a scary running back. Well, your team, or that team is stacked, bro. Holy crap. But you got a shot, man. That's the beautiful thing about fantasy. You never know. Albert, Chris Olave or Watson? I'll go Watson against a very bad Bears defense. If Higbee costs me my chip, he'll be the new Dak. You still haven't let go of Dak last year, bro. Eagles defense versus Titans. I don't love them, but if you don't have better options, it's fine. Anthony, Titan Stream, Hill, Conklin, or Greggy D. I go Conklin. Seahawks or Eagles defense. I feel like the Seahawks are the better start. Yeah. Fancy Dog just putting in a flex for your mod choice, Derek. Derek's the OG, bro. Derek's the man. All love for my dude, Derek. Derek's been here since day one, man. He's a great mod, of course. Does anyone have any info on A-Rod starting? He is starting, Prey. Yeah. Josiah start 5. Okay. Walker, Jones, Cook, Chase, Godwin, Lamb, Wilson. Oh, goodness. Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones. Ooh, this is tough. Chase. Godwin, Wilson. So you're sitting Cook and Lamb. I don't know if we can sit Lamb. Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones. Sit Cook against the Jets. I'd have Godwin, Lamb, and Wilson in, and then wait to see what happens with Chase. Although Chase is going to play in the late at 425. So you're either flexing Lamb or Chase or Godwin. Godwin plays Monday. That's right. So that's super close, bro. But I think Walker and Jones definitely should be starts here. Cook, not the best matchup against the Jets, and I feel like Jones and Walker just feel like better starts. But Chase, a good competitive game script, a good matchup. Godwin looked really good last week. He's looked fine all season, just a safe play. Lamb is balling, man. Then Garrett Wilson looked phenomenal last week. So it's like, fuck, dude. Like, you really don't have a bad start here. Excuse my French. Tough, man. I probably see what happens with Chase and sit Cook, and then trust your gut, man. All good options. Jimmy G or Geno Smith or Trevor Lawrence. I go Geno. Give me Geno here. But Lawrence is fine. Jimmy's okay too. 420 Fantasy Hustler in the house. What's good, baby? What's up, bro? How you been, man? Good to see you. Man, I need to hit you up, bro. We need to, I've been thinking like, dude, I've just been so crazy busy, man. It's so hard for me to even like think about doing like a collab right now. But I was thinking definitely I was going to hit you up for the playoffs, man. Like once fantasy's kind of settled down and you guys are doing like your watch parties basically when you're watching a game. I definitely I'm going to try and set up some collabs for like the NFL playoffs and that portion of the season, everything. So I was going to hit you up about that, man. So I haven't forgotten about you, bro. It's just, dude, this season is like between having a baby and working full time and running the channel full time, dude, like I don't even know where time has gone. So it's good to hear from you, bro. I appreciate you swinging in, my dude. We'll link up soon for sure, man. I'll hit you up. Santos, I got tickets to see Texans for cheap and it was empty. There'll probably be more Watson fans there or people there just to boo him. Watson will probably run the ball down their throats. We'll see what happens, man. We'll definitely see what happens. If you're going to be there, that's cool, man. Let us know how it goes. Let's see. Full PPR, CMC, AJ Dillon, Rashad White, Kyron Williams. CMC's been giving me BS points. I think you still start CMC, bro. I would not bench CMC. If you can only start one, I'm still starting McCaffrey. I don't bench guys like that. I just don't. Now, full PPR running back, Kamara, Bam Knight, Warren, or Samaje Perine without Mixon. Is Mixon still coming in as questionable? All right. Tampa or Washington also sit Chase, Godwin, AJ Brown, or St. Brown. Yikes, man. You can go Tampa Bay, but I think Washington's okay too. Pretty similar floor and ceiling in my eyes. Chase, Godwin, Brown, or St. Brown. You're probably going to have to... I mean, I would start AJ Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Both good matchups, both playing well as of late. And then you just kind of see if Chase plays, you start him. If he doesn't, then you play Godwin on Monday night. Let's see. Yeah, Derek, I think Elijah Moore's fine there, bro. Flex, full PPR, Palmer, Gus, Lazard, or Monty. I go Palmer, bro. I go Palmer, Mel. Yeah, I think Zay Jones going to have a good game for sure, Fantasy Doc. Good matchup. He looked good last week. He's have a good game for sure. Caleb in the house. What's up, bro? Start 2, Godwin, Mike Evans, Jamal Williams. Godwin and Jamal Williams. Yeah. Poor Mike Evans probably going to pop off. But let's go Godwin and Jamal Williams. Hustler, if you have a good flight, man. Flying scares me. I hate flying. Justin, Watson, Evans, Metcalf. I go Watson and Metcalf. Why am I so low on Mike Evans? Guys, do you like Mike Evans going in the weekend? I just like Watson. I like Watson and Metcalf a lot. Flex 1, full PPR, Rashad White, Zay Jones, Gus Edwards, Wilson. Zay Jones for upside, Rashad White for the floor. Fancy Dog, Tony, Kansas City isn't going anywhere as usual. Yep. What about Hardman coming back? Yeah, if Hardman is... I meant to check on Hardman, because Hardman was like one of my top waiver wire like guys. Like, go after him. We just don't know when he's going to come back. He's still on IR. He could come back week 15 against Houston, so we'll just have to keep an eye. Just in time for the fantasy playoffs. Caleb, if you have to go Tyler Conklin, I think that's just fine. It's just fine. Fields or Burrow this week? I go Burrow. I love this matchup. This game script looks great. I go Burrow. Watson or Palmer? Both are fine. I just really like Watson this week. I think Palmer's going to have a good week, though. Palmer for the floor, Watson for upside. Joe Mixon or Christian Watson, the flex. We kind of went over this one, but it's so tough. Like, none of these are... Mixon, Pirine, Watson are all great options, man. It's got me stumped. I don't want to discredit Mixon just because he missed a game. And Pirine's look great. And I just really like Watson this week. Man, it's so tough. Who are you leaning towards? All are perfectly fine. Mark, which NFL team are you personally a supporter of? You know, Mark, I don't have a team. I grew up a Washington fan. And I just gave up on Washington. Like, until Dan Snyder sells a team, I won't root for them. So, I don't have a team. I was a bandwagon Colts fan, then a bandwagon Broncos fan because I love Peyton Manning growing up. So, that's why you see Peyton Manning's jersey and sometimes picture behind me because I have a big head and you can't really ever see it. I'm trying to see if... No, that didn't help. Peyton's over there. He's right there. There's Peyton. But, then Peyton Manning retired. So I rooted for the Broncos for a while. Then they sucked. So really just whoever's on my fantasy team. But every year I'm like, I'm gonna support a team. Like, I'm gonna stick with a team. And I just never do it. I need to do it, though. I really do. Santos, this league of standard score, need flex, help, B-Rob, White, Palmer, or Pickens. It's a tough call because I see all these guys having pretty decent weekends. It's probably Palmer or Pickens. I mean, in standard, I usually kind of gravitate towards the running back position, but like, B-Rob's not a... B-Rob looked really good last week. I want to go Pickens so bad, dude. I just like... I really like George Pickens this weekend. But in standard, let's look at standard. Like, he's gone 7.7, 14.3, 11.5 in the last 3 weeks. Palmer, on the other hand, in the last 3 weeks in standards. Got 5.6, 22.6, 4.4. Definitely not as reliable. B-Rob, on the other hand, if I can find him. Oh. I was only looking under receivers, so it would help. 18.5, 5.7, 14.6 in standard. I'd probably go B-Rob in a standard scoring. Diggs 7 and 5. Have to win the last 2. Rest of my roster is K9 Swift, JJ Adams, Juju Pickens, DJM Burks. See, traded for Geno. I got you. If you got to win, you got to win, man. Like, this roster can definitely still make it through the playoffs. I think you're okay, bro. Yeah. Sky Moore worth the bench? Sure. Any Chiefs receivers are worth the bench, but just get ready for inconsistency and heartbreak and anger. You know. I do not like the Panthers' prey, but I'm not that far from them. A lot of Panthers, like where I live, it's kind of like you're in between the Panthers and the Commanders, so that's who you see the most of. And then you kind of get like, you get some Steelers fans too, and sometimes some Eagles fans floating around. Jacob, Swift or Patterson? Ooh, I go Patterson. But I think Swift, I don't know. I just have a feeling Swift's going to have a good game, actually. Watson or Zay Jones? I go Watson. But I think Zay Jones is going to have a good game, too. So I go Patterson and Watson, but I still like the other two. Cousins or Jimmy G? Give me Jimmy G. Cousins, I'm a little bit worried about against the Jets. Terrell, Pacheco, Sutton, Pierce, or Knight? I go Zonovan, Knight if Carter's out. If Carter's not out, I go Pacheco. You think Josh Jacobs plays this week? I think he does, Caleb. I do. Jacob, PPR pick 2, Sutton, Zay Jones, Johnson. Zay Jones and Deontay. I say Cortland Sutton. I just don't like this matchup against the Ravens either. But, like, I mean, he still had 12 fantasy points his last 3 games, so if he goes Sutton over Deontay, that's fine. Like, they're just 2 players that bring really low ceilings, safe floors, but Sutton and Zay Jones is perfectly fine, actually. I would definitely start Zay Jones. So. Do you think Slayton plays this week? I think he'll be good to go, Caleb. Booger Dog, my lineup is Mahomes, Eckler, Etienne, Kirk, Watson, Wilson, Andrews, Dallas. No kicker yet. Don't start a kicker. I'm just kidding. Start a kicker. Lineup looks good, though, bro. Lineup looks good to me. Pray I'm done answering questions. Too many questions to type, making my head hurt. It is hard, isn't it, bro? You think Gibson plays? Yeah. I feel good about those guys, but you never know with questionable players. I think Jacobs definitely plays. Don't ask me why. I just feel like he does. Cleveland streamer, what's up, man? Full PPR, Palmer or Pickens? Ooh, I go Pickens. Palmer for the floor, Pickens for upside, but I go Pickens personally. Angelo, Rashad or Pacheco? It's a tough read, but I'll go Rashad. Cleveland, I got a Herbert at QB, Keenan at receiver. Feel like I should go Pickens. Yeah. And I think Pickens going to have a really good week, bro. Good matchup for him. Dante in tight end trouble. Who should I start at tight end? Conklin, Tanyan, Woods, Hooper, or Hill? Conklin. Yeah, I go Conklin. DK or Juju for upside? I go DK for sure. Treylon Burks or Zonovan Knight? Dante, if Michael Carter's out, I go Zonovan. If not, probably Burks. Burks a tough matchup, but see what he's made of. Tony, what's good, bro? PPR flex, Rashad White, Olave, or Watson? I go Watson. I feel like Christian Watson and George Pickens are just my guys this weekend. But you got some good starts there. All right, let's see. I lost my spot. Gus or Wilson Jr. Alex, I go Wilson, but both have bad matchups, man. Hustler, I'll hit you up for sure, bro. Yeah, that sounds good. Got a lot going on after week 17. Yeah, right back at you, bro. I know I've been peeping. I know you've been growing steady, man. I feel like it's been a good year for a lot of fantasy channels, which is awesome to see. So I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, I'll hit you up soon for sure. I don't have Twitter anymore. I just got rid of the Twitter because I wasn't using it. It's just too much, man. I bit off more than I could chew this season. But I'll hit you up on Instagram for sure, man. I appreciate you, man. Drop one, Watson, Burrow, or Brady. Brady. I mean, you got Burrow. Like, start Burrow the rest of the year, man, and then see what happens with Watson. Pray John set up a collab with me. My TikTok's on the rise. Yeah, Pray, it doesn't matter because Burrow's better than Brady. That's true, man. Just start Burrow. That's all you need to do. I appreciate that, Fantasy Dog. Let's see. Kamara Olave. It's up 206. Ooh. Both kind of in a half PPR, I'm generally going to gravitate towards the running back position. And Kamara's a little banged up. It's just tough because like the only upside he's brought in the last couple weeks is from like pass catching ability. Like we had weeks 5 through 8 where he faced some pretty bad defenses outside of like Cincinnati, where Kamara just looked like what we expect him to look like. But then he has this stretch of Baltimore, Pittsburgh, the Rams, the Niners, and now Tampa Bay, which have all been tough units against the run, except Pittsburgh's been a little bit shaky. So I'd probably go Olave. But usually in half PPR, I'm going to gravitate towards a running back, but I'd probably go Olave. But I would not. Here's the thing with Kamara. He gets a bye week in week 14. Kind of a annoying time to get a bye week. But then he gets Atlanta and Cleveland. So I think he's going to play well in those 2 games, man. I go Olave. What are your top 3 platforms to play fantasy football? Sleeper and then Yahoo. That's it. Number 3, ESPN, I guess. Yeah. I love Sleep. I think Sleeper's the best, but I really like Yahoo as well. Like Yahoo's like so simple, you know? It's just like super simple, you know? But Sleeper is where it's at, man, for sure. So those are really my favorite too. But ESPN's still decent. It's okay. But just don't start a league through the NFL app, whatever you do. Oh my gosh. I don't understand how NFL fantasy has the worst platform like possible. I mean, and it's like I feel like it somehow gets worse every time. I mean, I don't use it anymore, but gosh, it's awful. Derek, I do need a team, bro. Pray got a Tua jersey. Let's go. I'm glad it came in, bro. Fantasy Dog, Yahoo and Sleeper, nobody else. I agree, 110%. And Underdog. Underdog's perfect too for best ball. I really think Underdog's the best, no pun intended, best ball platform out there for sure. I agree with that statement 110%, Fantasy Dog. Chase, sit one. AJ Dillon, Warren White. I'd probably sit Warren. He's a little banged up, and you're going to have like 4 other running backs involved. Pray, my favorites are Dolphins, Niners, and Commanders and Colts. All over the place, bro. But that's okay. So am I. Dante, Miles Sanders, or Christian Kirk? I go Christian Kirk. I don't think Sanders is going to have a great week, man. I go Christian Kirk. Tough matchup for Sanders. Coming off a really good game, though. And I love Miles Sanders. Andrea, need to. Rashad White, Pirine, and Mixon is out. Pierce, Knight. It's tough here because he got like, is Mixon going to be out and is Michael Carter going to be out? If Mixon's out, you go Pirine over all these running backs. Good matchup, good game script. This look good in Mixon's absence. If Mixon's not out, you could still consider Pirine, but I probably go Rashad White and Knight. But you also got to make sure Michael Carter's out is the other aspect. I'm not out on Dameon Pierce. He's got a good matchup, but if Michael Carter's out, which he's looking doubtful, go Knight. If Mixon's out, definitely go Pirine. If not, I go Rashad White. But close there. Tough decisions, Andrea. Anthony, I benched Sutton too. Hopefully he doesn't go off. I don't think he'll go off, but decent games always in line. THC, what's good, bro? Boo those poll results. I haven't even looked at them. What we got? Niners at 52%. I really think the Dolphins are going to win, man. They've got pretty good odds right now for those of you who do sports betting. All right, let's see. Who's the backup on the Niners is a good question, Sean. I don't trust anyone there. I don't trust a Niners running back, a backup running back even. We'll have to see, bro. I mean, you can't trust Kyle Shanahan the way he runs this offense, bro. Unfortunately. I don't know if it's going to be TDP or Mason. We'll see, though. MJ, what's good, bro? Rate my DKS lineup. Goff, Jones, Williams, Amon-Ra, Ayuk, Pickens, Kittle, Kirk, Tennessee's defense. Looks good to me. Tennessee's probably the shakiest part, but Goff, a value quarterback. Jones, Williams playing well. Amon-Ra, Ayuk, Pickens, Kittle, Kirk. I love all those starts, bro. Sky Moore or Watson in the flex. Is it Christian Watson? Wait, why am I blanking on J. Watson? Gotta be Christian Watson, right? I go Christian Watson. Foster or Conklin? I like Foster Moreau this week, but Conklin feels like a good start. Foster Moreau probably brings more upside, though. Mark Fantasy, what's good, bro? Should I trade Jameson Williams for Samaje? I Mixon don't need to win this week. Kind of looking for a handcuff. That's fine. I think that's okay. Yeah. Richie, what's good, bro? I go Pickens over Pittman. Better matchup. Probably better game script, too. I know Gus has a bad match versus Denver, but do you think he will at least have volume with Ravens playing with an unexpected lead? I'm not completely out on Gus. I just really feel like that game's going to be disgusting. So if you have to go Gus, I'm okay with it, Mel. Debo or Zeke in the flex. If Debo plays, I'm good with going Debo, but I think Zeke is just fine too, man. Daniel, call me crazy, but I'm playing Nico Collins over Sutton and Kamara. I don't think it's crazy, man. I think it's a pretty safe start overall. But I just don't know if the upside's necessarily there. But I don't think that there's a ton of upside with Sutton or Kamara either. I mean, Kamara, due to the player he is, there's always upside involved. But it's a tough matchup, and he's been in a lot of tough matchups lately and has not played well in them. So if you want to go Collins, I will not talk you out of it. I will never talk you guys out of your gut conviction. So I don't think you're crazy, bro. Steven, tight end start. Higbee, Conklin, Ingram, Hurst, Bryant. Would you start with Njoku out? Standard scoring. Conklin. Or Hurst. I go Hurst here, bro. Steven, I go Hurst. I mean, in standard, you're searching for that touchdown. So, well, Higbee has some PPR value, and I mean, gosh, remember when Ingram was a thing this year? Conklin's on a good offense, supposedly. The Jets throw the football now. But I think Hurst just gives you the best shot. I go Hurst, bro. Yeah, Mel, NFL is definitely trash, unfortunately. I lost my spot. I got you on a Rams jersey if you jump on the bandwagon. I did. I almost bought a Rams jersey last year. See, like I have, this is like the Joe Burrow Super Bowl jersey. I was going to get a Cup or Donald jersey too when I got this. I kind of wish I just got like the regular Joe Burrow jersey, but oh well. But man, it's a tough time to hop on the Rams bandwagon. But if you're going to get me a jersey, maybe I will. S-Mac was good, bro. Gus Bus going to tear it up tomorrow. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Still a good start, I think. Just not a lot of upside. I just don't like that matchup, man. On both sides. What's up, Ron? Unfortunately, we won't really know about Leonard Fournette because he plays Monday night. So we probably won't know till too late, you know? Should I start Najee and bench him for Zonovan Knight and flex Burks? I probably go, if Carter's out, I'd probably go Knight and Burks over Najee, bro. 206, Tua, no starting tackle. Still play him or bench. I have Watson on bench and Jimmy G and Goff available. I still trust in Tua. But it's a tough matchup. So if you don't, Jimmy G or Goff are completely fine. But I go Tua personally. Yeah, we got to wait and see what happens with Mixon. Carlos, Burks or Elijah Moore? I go Elijah Moore for the floor as a safer start. But Burks brings the upside, but he's just in a tough matchup. We're going to see what he's made of this weekend against the Eagles. But, I mean, like, Robert Woods going to be out there, hopefully taking away some pressure. But there's still enough to go around for Burks, you know. And I guess Westbrook-Akeen's all right out there, too. But Elijah Moore feels a lot safer. So I might go Elijah Moore. If you want to risk it, go Burks, though. David, we got a must-win situation. Going up against the best teams who need upside. Having Njoku. Do I go with Harrison Bryant or Conklin? I go Conklin. I'm going to go Conklin here, bro. I just feel better about that situation. It's tough calls, man. Tough calls this time of year. It's the time of year where people unsubscribe because they get mad at me. So, just know, guys, I'm just giving you my best honest opinion. Might not work out for you. But it's the time of year where people get mad at me. So, Richie, better play a tight end. Ingram, Bryant, Trotman, Hooper. Man, I just wish Ingram stayed a thing. He just like completely fell off after giving us hope. The midpoint in the season, you know. The Lions have not played well against tight ends, although they've been playing a little bit better as of late. Hooper's kind of interesting. But he didn't really show up. Well, he had 6 points last week. After having 19.6 and 9.1 the previous weeks. Yeah, it's a tough matchup against Philly, though. Oh gosh. You're shooting a dart here no matter what. Or Akins, oh. Hooper or Ingram, but I don't like any options here. I know you don't either, man. THC, the Dolphins were favored. I made that comment. Oh, no way. Oh, now it's 50-50. Nick, what's good, bro? DPJ or DK? I go DK. Go DK for sure. Andrew, have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Mel, Cam, Sam, Bam. Pick one. RB2, Kamara, Samaje Perine, or Bam Knight. Well, if Mixon's not playing, I definitely go Samaje. If not, I go Bam Knight. Pacheco or Samaje Perine. Once again, Nick, if Mixon doesn't play, go Samaje. If not, probably go Pacheco. Ooh, I lost my spot. Hold on. Roger, what's good, bro? Start 2 of 3 wide receivers. We got Garrett Wilson, Pittman, Watson. I definitely start Garrett Wilson and Christian Watson. Give me the upside here, man. Start one at flex. Kamara, B-Rob, Rashad White. Give me B-Rob, but you could go Rashad White. Both are fine. But definitely go Watson and Wilson. PPR at running back, start 2 or 3. White, Pacheco, and Chiron. I go White and Pacheco, Carlos. I just want to see what happens with Chiron. It's just... don't love that offense at all, man. But it's a good matchup, right? I'm holding on to him on a roster in one of my leagues just to see what happens. Albert says Jamar Chase expected to play tomorrow. Let's go, Chase. Good time for him to come back against Kansas City, too. DeAndre Carter, Elijah Moore, and Nico in the flex. I go Elijah Moore, but there's definitely an argument for Carter or Nico, Richie. David, also have DPJ in the flex, but have Debo, who may not play or will at least be limited. So thinking I put DPJ in his place and play Hunt and flex. So too risky playing 3 Browns or big upside with Watson back. I'd rather play Debo. I don't see a ton of upside for the Browns offense outside of Nick Chubb tomorrow. I think it's going to be a Chubb day. It'd be Nick Chubb all over the place out there, man. So I'd say it's not risky, but I would try to diversify from that offense personally. Full PPR, Watson, Swift, or Pittman. Definitely Watson for me. Who's safer if they both play Etienne or Mixon? Mixon. Yeah. I definitely go Watson out of those 3. And Mixon has been the more stable running back on the year, so. Kittle or Schultz in standard? Ooh, Schultz. But very close. Very, very close, Dante. Can't really go wrong there. Both are great starts. David, have Swift, Jamison Williams, Trent Sherford, and Abdullah Jacobs is out. I think Swift's going to have a pretty decent day, bro. It's got that feeling. Don't ask me why. Fields or T-Law? I think it may be Fields. T-Law for the floor, Fields for upside, man. What's up, Luke? Great to have you, man. Glad you're enjoying the content, bro. Joey, Jimmy G, or Fields? I'd probably go Fields. Take the upside here. Luke, trade deadline just hit. Team is Mahomes, Mara, Pollard, D-Hop, Lamb, Hawkinson. 1 flex. You got Ayuk, Zeke, or DJ Moore. Looks good to me, bro. I mean, running back slightly shaky, but like you can get through, especially since you got Mahomes. Receivers look great. Tight end looks great. Flex looks solid. So it's a good team, bro. You also got B-Rob and Rashad White. Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good to go. Team looks good to me. ORAC, full PPR, wide receiver, or full PPR flex and wide receiver. Knight, Patterson, DPJ, Burks, DeAndre Carter, Everett. I probably start Zamir White as long as Carter doesn't play. I probably you need a receiver, so I probably go Treylon Burks, but Carter's okay too. With Watson back, will People Jones do good? I think he'll be just fine. Yeah, I don't really think his like ceiling raises crazy high. I don't think it lowers necessarily either, but we just need to sit back and kind of see what happens here when it comes to the Browns offense. Like I think we're definitely going to see the running back position do well tomorrow, especially Nick Chubb. And outside of that, we need to just kind of sit back and see what happens, you know. So we'll get a better read on things as they start to kind of pan out here under that offense. So. Need my 6th win in a row to secure playoffs. Let's go, ORAC. Let's go. Roger, we got you, bro. One more. Fields or Rodgers? I mean, I still go Fields, but, like, if you want a floor, if you want a little bit of a safer play, you can go Rodgers. But, like, the only reason we wouldn't go Fields is maybe concern over the injury and everything. So, I still like Fields. I mean, Rodgers has been a really low ceiling player, so I'd probably go Fields here. Pittman or Zeke? I'd probably go Zeke. Go Zeke. The volume will be there for Pittman, but I just feel better about Zeke. What's up, Rich? What's good, bro? Lockett or Wilson with Waddle and Watson? Zamir White a good pickup with Jacobs limited or Chase Claypool? Or Zamir. Oh, yeah. If you have to play Zamir White over Jacobs potentially, that's fine. That's fine. Your receivers look pretty good, so I'd probably rather go after the running back spot as opposed to Chase Claypool, but Claypool's fine too. He's gonna step up, right? He's gonna have to play as a wide receiver 1. But Lockett or Wilson's tough. I like both a lot this week, but ultimately I go Lockett. You just can't discredit what he's been doing this year, but Wilson looked great last week and gets another pretty decent matchup in game script, so it's close. I go Lockett. It's super close, man. I mean, regardless, Rich, your receivers look great for the week, man. Even if you go against my opinion and go Wilson, Waddle, Watson, maybe you do just to have all W's, but you're in a really good position, bro. Richie, Mike White or Geno? I go Geno. I like me some Mike White, but I still go Geno. Luke, have a great night, bro. Go Lions tomorrow's Jameson season. Let's get it. Mac, Hat PPR, Gus, or Bam? Go Bam. As long as Carter's out. Right? Bam is Zamir. I'm getting there's so many nicknames coming out. Not Zamir White. Zonovan Knight. Too many running backs emerging at the end of the season for my brain to keep up with. Yeah, if Carter's out, I go Zonovan Knight against Minnesota. Because you know the Jets are going to run the football a ton. And I mean, it's not like the Ravens necessarily aren't. I'm not against Gus. I just don't see as high of a ceiling. Is Josh Jacobs out this week? Not quite yet. But potentially. You know? It is possible. He's listed as questionable. He was last week, too. He's got that calf injury. So we'll see. He's listed as questionable. I really hope not. You know, for your guys' sake who own him. Swift or Pacheco? I probably go Pacheco. Fields or Hurts? You gotta go Hurts. Gotta go Hurts. If Mixon is out, Pirine, Kirk, Keenan, and the flex. Kirk, but super close. Maybe Pirine. It's very close here. And I don't want to discredit Keenan. It's all good options here, Richie. I think Pirine's going to have a really good game if Mixon's out there. I might go Pirine. I like Kirk a lot this week, too. Or at full PPR wide receiver and flex, just to clarify, Mr. Pick. I go Knight in the flex if Carter's out, and Burks at wide receiver. If Carter's not out, I'd probably go Patterson and Burks. Sounds like you like Swift a lot this week. Rank these 3. Yeah, I don't really know why. I just feel like Swift's going to have a decent game. I read that he's like... I mean, there's still a ton of risk involved with Swift, but I just read that he's like actually fully healthy, according to their running backs coach. Who knows? Like, that's probably... It could be BS, but... so since week 8, he's had double digits in 3 out of his 5 performances, where he had 8 and 8.2 in weeks 9 and week 10 when he didn't hit double digits. So it's a good matchup. I just like Swift still gets involvement, you know. Still has 3 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks. He's just completely capped because Jameson Williams has played really, really well. So I do like Swift, but I still think he's definitely risky and has a capped ceiling. But you know, 206, just looking purely at matchups, I probably go Swift, Pierce, and Kamara. I think Kamara is going to come out of this kind of rut like after the bye week for sure. I think he has a good chance Monday if you don't have better options. But if you have other options like Pierce or Swift, for example, I'd probably stick with them this week. But, you know, Kamara, who will get the Browns and the Falcons after the bye week, and then Philly, which actually Philly's been struggling against the run. I think he will still hold value at the end of the season here, but I just don't know if this game against the Bucs is going to do it, right? But I think after the bye week he does. So Pierce gets the Browns, a great matchup. Swift gets a good game script and a good matchup against the Jaguars. I just think the best overall game script and matchup lies with DeAndre Swift, actually. But I like Pierce against the Browns. You know, but the problem is the Texans are probably going to find themselves in a scenario where they are going to have to throw the football and move away from the run game. Although they may as well just stick with the run game because they don't have a passing game. So, but regardless, you know, it's definitely close calls here. Definitely close calls. A lot of reasons to go in a lot of different directions here. So, tough calls, man. Tough calls. What's up, Zachary? What's good, bro? George, what's up, man? Conklin or Ingram this week? I go Conklin. Do you think Joe Mixon will play, or do I put in Rachaad White? We should have more time to figure that one out. Like, you're probably going to want to check in the morning and everything and leading up to the advantage you have if those are your two players, right? Mixon plays at 4:25 tomorrow. White doesn't play till Monday night. So you got some time. You know, if Mixon has not been cleared, so keep that in mind. But if Mixon does not play, then go Rachaad White. If Mixon's good to go, then I go Mixon. Zachary, Rashad or Jamal? I go Jamal Williams for sure. He's just a player we're starting right now for sure. Kamara or Mike Evans? Ooh. Richie is so close. I'd probably go Mike Evans, but so close, bro. I don't know what I just did with my drink. I just, like, used the wrong side. If you have a bye the first round, would you hold on to Jimmy G if you have Josh Allen? No. I have one roster spot open and currently have Zamir White. Anybody you would recommend for the playoff push? Yeah, you're going to start Josh Allen throughout the entire playoffs. Like, you're not, it doesn't matter who he plays. You just can't bench Josh Allen when the stakes are that high. I would just go and look at your team, look at the running back position, and start picking up handcuffs. If you can't handcuff your current players on your team, that's okay. You can go out and you can look for different handcuffs as well. So, and you can also look at some of the defenses down the stretch as well. Drop Higbee for Jameson Williams. I have Kmet and Goddard. Yes, because Higbee's value is really tanking, and Kmet has Fields back. Hopefully get Goddard back for the end of the year. But just keep in mind, next week, Kmet's on bye week, so just keep that in mind. You might need a tight end next week, so it's tough. Mel, RB2, full PPR, Pierce, Pollard, White, or Latavius Murray? Pollard. Palmer or Rachaad White or Sutton? Palmer. But Rachaad White is okay too. Swift isn't just capped because of Williams. He is so limited, has been frustrating. I'm finally benching him this week, but I should have done it 3 weeks ago. Oh, I get it, David. It's super frustrating. I mean, for the Catch Fam Auction League, I have Swift and Jameson Williams, and there was like 3 weeks in a row where I just started both of them. And it worked out for the most part, but I get it, man. It's super frustrating. Super frustrating, for sure. So, and I mean, a big part of it as well, it has been the injuries. You know, he's definitely been dealing with the injuries. Yeah, who knows how many injuries he's been dealing with. So it's been tough. Herbert or Fields? Zachary, I go Herbert. Good matchup. He's been playing well. And overall, when you've got Fields dealing with the injury, it's just a safer start, man. Just a safer start. So 206, of course, bro. We appreciate you being here, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the show tonight, man. Why are people dropping Jameson Williams? He just got activated from IR, announced a few hours ago. So more than likely, people were just had their own players they had to put on IR or didn't have an IR spot. I don't know. I just noticed I got Jamal Williams and Jameson mixed up. That makes sense, yeah. Taco, what's up, bro? Need a tight end. I have Dolchich kind of worried. Can get Ingram, Harrison Bryant, or Woods. Unfortunately, you're kind of throwing a dart regardless of what direction you go in. So it's really difficult. Like, very unlikely I make the right call here. Like, I kind of like Jelani Woods, you know, but he has like 2 injuries right now, and he gets the Dallas Cowboys. So it's just not a great game scripted matchup for the Colts this weekend. So, I mean, I want to like Woods, but it's just really tough, bro. Like, Ingram showed so much potential in the middle of the season, made us happy, and then decided he hates us. You know, it sucks. I mean, you could go Harrison Bryant here. Why not? But I just don't know what the chemistry between him and Watson's like. You know, so it's really tough, Taco. Who are you leaning towards? Because it's not like you want to start Greg Dulcich. You know, but I just don't know if Ingram, Bryant, or Woods brings any more to the table than Dulcich is going to give you. Anthony, what's good, bro? Ooh, underdog picks for the week. I haven't even looked. What do we got? I don't know if I like the Jets-Vikings picks there. I would take Henry for a rushing touchdown if you get that line. Why not? Although rushing touchdowns are always risky. That's the only line I've got so far, and it's like a pretty obvious one. I don't love these Eagles. Maybe, I don't know. I don't love these Eagles lines either. Jones is so risky to take, but I don't mind. 85.5 rushing receiving isn't too bad of a line for him. Just because I think he's going to have a good game, but it's still super risky, man. Still super risky. It's just a tad high for Watson. Tad high. I don't mind Watson at 47.5, but it's a little bit high. Yeah, I'll take Fields. I'll take Fields on the higher 67.5 rushing yards. Why not? I don't care if he's hurt. I consider Claypool over 3 receptions. Like, he's your only option out there other than Kmet, so. Zay Jones, either way, pretty decent. Receiving yards or receptions. Listen, at this point, I'll take Jamal Williams for a rushing touchdown every week, but rushing touchdown props are always super risky. Amon-Ra St. Brown for 1 rushing yard. He's had at least 2 in the last 3 weeks. That's not too bad of a line. I like Kenny Pickett over 229 passing yards. Still risky, but I like that. George Pickens at 5 receptions is just risky, man. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but he's right at 3, 4, and 3 in the last 3 games. It's just tough. I might take Pickens receiving yards. 57, 83, 30. I'd probably consider Pickens receiving yards. I like him this week. I don't want anything to do with the Falcons. I don't really want anything to do with the Commanders. Don't really want anything to do with the Giants, but you can always consider Barkley for a rushing touchdown. Darius Slayton over 46.5 receiving yards is a really good line. I would definitely take this line right here. For sure. I don't know why he's sitting so low. Probably because he's on the Giants. I don't mind Gus Edwards over 13 rushing attempts. It's a pretty good line. Let's... Tucker hasn't made an extra point in... Oh, no. I'll say, wait, the Ravens haven't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks? What am I missing? That's too risky. 2.5 in a game I don't like. I would definitely consider Nick Chubb over 96.5 rushing yards. And look at these last 3 games, though. He's only done it once, but you don't really want to look at an average over like the last 3 games, the last 5 games, or even on the season. Like, you just want to pick props that you think make sense for the week, and I think that Nick Chubb have about 97 rushing yards or more makes sense. I want to like Dameon Pierce, but I just don't trust this team led by Kyle Allen. I will never bet on Jalen Waddle again because the week he had 66 receiving yards against Cleveland, I needed him to have like 67.5 or more. So I'll never bet on him again. And I won't tell you guys to bet on him because of that. But you can honestly go Waddle or Hill receiving yards any week and almost hit it every week. So I don't really mind McCaffrey for a rushing touchdown. I don't like rushing touchdown props, and I keep giving them to you guys. I don't know, man. A lot of these lines are pretty steep. I might consider Walker for a touchdown against the Rams. I just don't know how much damage Seattle's going to necessarily have to do, so I don't really like them this week. I would take Van Jefferson over 3 receptions. He's had 3 receptions in his last 3 games, so, like, it's not the best because on average he's giving you a push with this line, but push doesn't hurt. Man, they finally gave every week it's been like Patrick Mahomes over 280 or 300 passing yards. They've raised him to 310. I would still take this, dude. I'll take Mahomes as over on passing yards just every week until like they've raised to something ridiculous. But that's probably it. Sky Moore is kind of risky, but I might consider Sky Moore over 24.5 receiving yards. They got Burrow 298. I might take that. I like this game script. Evan McPherson at 2.5 or more extra points, I'd probably take. I think that the Bengals score 3 times in that game. Eckler over 6 receptions is risky. I just am scarred by this Kansas City Chargers game, but probably a good enough bet. Cameron Dicker over 2.5 extra points made, I'd probably take. I might take Mac Hollins over 3 receptions. I like that line, actually. Some decent lines in here, man. I'd stay away from the Colts-Cowboys game and the Saints-Packers game. So, all right, there's your picks. Man, we've almost been streaming for 2 hours. Let's go. Zachary, have a great night, bro. I appreciate you jumping in here, man. All right, where was I? George, last question for tonight. Thank you, man, for the help, of course, bro. If Mixon plays, do I put Wilson or Palmer at flex? If he doesn't, do I put Wilson or White as RB2? Palmer over Jeff Wilson. Rashad White over Jeff Wilson, just due to matchup. Pray, can't wait till I'm old enough to gamble on fantasy football. Going to make bank, then become poor, and then make bank again. I mean, basically how it works. Pacheco or Cordell Patterson? I'd probably go Pacheco, Nick. Patterson's okay, too. Everyone, this underdog question is going to take a year. Hey, I try to go through it because I don't really like going through it till Saturday night, but I try to go through it every Saturday night and Sunday just to see what lines are available and help you guys out for those of you who do want that. But it does take a second for sure. Minnie Jordan, what's good? Choose a QB, Watson, Brady, or Fields. I go Fields, bro. Any DFS stacks you like? Ooh, I haven't done any DFS lineups this week. I mean, Chiefs stacks, Broncos, jeez. Don't take it, Broncos stack. Oh my God. Bengals stacks, Dolphins, Chargers, Carr to Adams. I mean, those are kind of the games where I see, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Kirk, J.J. Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk are probably pretty cheap. Goff and Amon-Ra are probably pretty cheap. Those are games where I see good potential offensive days for sure. Who do I start at the flex? Sanders, Jamal Williams, or Bam Knight? Bam Knight if Carter's out, but I still really like Jamal Williams. If Carter's not out, definitely Jamal Williams. If Carter is out, you can still consider Jamal Williams. Browns or Eagles defense this week? I go Browns. Thielen or Bam Knight? I probably go Bam Knight. As long as Carter's out. Richie, I think Hooper's okay, man. Dulcich to play if Broncos wideouts are hurt. I don't trust any Broncos offensive player, and I don't trust Greg Dulcich. So, yeah, Taco, it's tough, man. Like I said, very unlikely I'd make the right call there. So, I would just trust your gut feeling, man. At the end of the day, there, it's a really tough call when we're looking at that type of tier of tight ends. It's super, super tough, man. I want to like Jelani Woods, but he's a little bit banged up and in a bad matchup too. So, it's just tough calls, man. Tough. What's up, John Edwards? Hope you're doing well, man. Great to have you stop by. What's up, bro? Pray, John needs to just post a video on the Underdog question. I should. I did it once or twice earlier in the season. The problem is, I feel like my best possible reads for Underdog pick'ems won't be until late Saturday night. Just too many factors when it comes to betting. Late Saturday night or Sunday morning. So it's just easier to do it on stream. I don't disagree. I just don't know when I'd necessarily have time to throw that together, like Saturday night or Sunday morning. Now, you could do it Saturday night, but it's just not. I kind of like take the Underdog lines pretty seriously. So, but there's so much in terms of weather that you got to pay attention to, in terms of injuries that you got to pay attention to. Those are really the two big things, but there's just a lot of factors, man, But there's always going to be solid lines that you can like early in the week, and then also Underdog, Price Picks, whatever. They're not going to post like early in the week, like for example, like you're just going to have Brian Robinson 63.5 rushing yards, McLaurin 64.5 rushing yards, Curtis Samuel 30.5 receiving yards. Like that's all you're going to have. Like you're not going to have the touchdown props, right? You're not going to have the reception props. When you're looking at a quarterback, you're not going to have the rushing attempts props. You're looking at a running back, you're not going to have the touchdown props, the rushing attempt props, reception props. You're just going to have the rushing and receiving, or just the rushing. You're not going to have as many players available. For some teams, depending on the status of their quarterback, for example, you might not have a team available at all. So it's just hard to do it early in the week, But we're going to keep Brian Robinson and his big hat up here. But I appreciate that feedback, guys. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Definitely, as the channel continues to progress forward, sports betting, Underdog, Price Picks, definitely things that I want to stay focused on, too. Seahawks stack underrated is a good call, Diggs. John has the option to make Monday a not horrible day by streaming and not streaming. Not streaming make Monday remain horrible. My school is such a L. We have end of the semester testing next week. It's the last week before Christmas break. They're having testing on Friday, so you can't miss. Ooh. Well, at least you get Christmas break. Orak, I will definitely consider an weekly Underdog video for you guys. I really should just make YouTube shorts on that, It is Sunday. You're right, Pray. Here we go again. John taking a year to explain why he doesn't want to make a video. SSJ, got a bit of a loaded question. Fire it up, man. Luca, what's up? Start 3.5 PPR. Henry, Walker, ETN, Pollard. Definitely start Henry. Definitely start Walker. ETN and Pollard is kind of tough. Very close floors and ceilings there. When it comes to ETN, I'd probably go ETN against the Lions. But if he doesn't play, just go Walker. Or excuse me, just go Pollard. You know? So you kind of got... that might work out if ETN doesn't go, but he could play. So, I'd definitely go Henry and Walker. I just don't know how much damage the Cowboys are going to have to do against the Colts. So, I'd probably go ETN if he plays. But if not, go Pollard. Pray, I'm not responding to your questions. Alright, guys, I'm probably going to start wrapping it up here. We're about to hit 2 hours, so I do need to get a decent level of sleep tonight. And, yeah. It's been a great stream. Honestly, the stream kind of flew by. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. Talking fantasy. Hanging out. Keeping the fantasy conversation going in the chat. I'll be on tomorrow night. Or tomorrow during the day before kickoff. Not tomorrow night. Yeah. So, yeah. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football tomorrow. We'll have plenty of time to get you guys' rosters right. Go over injury updates. We will go over weather updates. Get your guys' rosters right for week 13. Can you guys believe it's here? In this season. It's flown by. Alright. Let's see what we got. Oh. John, Tua or Fields? If I go Fields, but if you're worried about the injury, just go Tua. But I go Fields. Sober thoughts, we can definitely go Pirine. But we want to get the final word on Mixon. But if Mixon's out, we definitely go Pirine. Gavin, do I do this trade? Evans and Foreman for Amari? I definitely consider it. I don't see a lot of value left in Foreman, but I don't really know what. I'm not going to lie. Let's just check his remaining schedule. Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit. It's pretty damn good after the bye week. Then he gets Tampa Bay, so. I mean, when we look at Evans versus Cooper, I'd rather have Cooper, but see if Evans can bounce back. I mean, if you're in a pretty good position, I'd probably do the trade. Still close. SSJ, trade deadline's in 1 hour. 14-man league, half PPR. We got Eckler, Miles Sanders. My flex, I played Jamal Williams or Najee and bench the other. Got offered Kenneth Walker for Jamal and Najee. Oh, I'd do that trade. I mean, what's that going to leave you with? Eckler, Miles Sanders, and Kenneth Walker. I mean, dude, I really like Jamal Williams. And Najee Harris has a favorable strength of schedule moving forward. So it's close. It's still close. But just with Najee dealing with the multiple injuries, I'd rather have Kenneth Walker. And I love Jamal Williams. But, dude, I definitely consider this trade. I mean, if you feel good about it, right? And keep in mind, half PPR, running back position, extremely important. But if you're rolling out there with Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, and Kenneth Walker, like, you're going to feel pretty damn good. So, I definitely consider the trade, man. I'd rather have, as much as I like Jamal Williams, I think it's a good trade. It's close. It's still close, man. So if you feel good about it, I definitely consider it. But I think it's a good trade for you, bro. Taco, of course, bro. We appreciate you, dog. Robbie Gold or Myers? I go Myers. But both are fine, but I go Myers. Derek, we'll talk to you soon, bro. I appreciate you, dog. Jelly of the month, Lamar, Dak, or Lawrence? I go Dak. No, I got you, SSJ. I got you, bro. Alright, good luck to you, bro. Diggs, playoffs are right around the corner. I got you guys, pray. Sober thoughts. I got Chase, AJ Brown, Waddle, Ayuk, and Christian Watson. Woo! Jeez, you can't go wrong here. If Chase plays, start Chase, start A.J. Brown, and start Waddle. Oh my God, dude. But I love Watson this weekend. I think Ayuk's a really good start, but just purely going off my rankings, you got to start Chase. Offensive game, good game script. Might be on a little bit of a snap count, whatever. He's still Jamar Chase. Doesn't matter. You got to start Brown against a bad Tennessee Titans secondary against his former team. And he can't bench Waddle. But I really like Christian Watson this weekend. I really do. But ultimately, I'd probably go Chase, Brown, Waddle. Don't give up on your starters, man. Super close, SSJ. Super close, but I think it's a good trade for you, man. I like Jamal Williams a lot, but and he's very consistent. Excuse me, but what you got to keep in mind is his ceiling is still capped as long as DeAndre Swift is healthy. And I think it's a fair trade. You know, the only aspect that I think makes it kind of close for me is Najee Harris has a favorable strength of schedule moving forward. But, like, he's banged up as anything, so it's still very close. You know, so. I was about to say the poll was sitting at 50-50. It was like, we need one more vote, but we just got one. Niners win 51 to 49%. So, Niners are winning tomorrow, according to you guys. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping up in the next couple minutes here. So if you guys need anything last second, get it in here. But, gosh, we just got hit with a couple. Okay. I am winding down the stream, but I'm happy to get to you guys' last second questions. George, need to know if I'm playing Jamal Williams tomorrow or Mike Evans. I go Jamal Williams, especially in half PPR. Yeah. George, in half PPR, I go Jamal Williams. Do you trust Swift over Pierce and Rashad White? I don't know if I trust him, but you could definitely start him. I mean, similar floor and ceiling for these three running backs, Kels. So it's a good matchup for Swift. But he's always going to be capped by Jamal, you know. He's a touchdown vulture, so. TX was good, bro. Oh, no, TX catching us at the end. I'm glad that you were looking out for me, bro. Sober, Goff, or Fields? I go Fields. I got faith. McLaurin or Rashad White in the flex. Roger, if it's full PPR, go McLaurin. Any other format, go White. But both are perfectly fine. K-Peeps, Najee, White, or Sanders? I go Rashad White. On a normal week, I go Sanders, but this Tennessee run defense is for real. Pierce or Knight? Knight if Carter's out. If Carter's not out, Pierce. But you could go Knight. I don't know. If Carter's out, go Knight. Pray I'm so dead. Every time he takes 1 second, 20 more chats come in. Hey, that's what we're here for, bro. Watson or Jimmy G? It's close, but I go Garoppolo, man. It's close. Drop Warren for Williams. You can. I mean, you're kind of like in an upside situation versus a potential handcuff. Diggs, no like, no answer. Let's get that to 50. 50 likes would be nice, man. I got you, Roger. Of course, bro. I just don't think there's a crazy high upside involved for Watson this weekend. That's all. I think they're going to run the football a lot because Texans can't defend the run. Just ease Watson in there. John's tired. His words are starting to get lazy. I was pretty tired before I got on, but I felt great when we started streaming. I've been ready to stream because I haven't been in my setup, you know, like all week and everything. So I tried to take a power nap before I got on, and it didn't happen. I just laid there and like stared at my phone. So yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. I will be on tomorrow before kickoff. So weather updates, injury updates, whatever you guys need. Plenty of time to get your rosters right tomorrow. So make sure you guys hop on. I'll be on like 11:30 for a little bit before kickoff. So yeah, that does it. Kels, like I said, I don't necessarily trust Swift over Pierce and White, but I do think it's a good enough matchup. But Swift's always going to be capped by Williams. Pierce has a good matchup against the Browns. White looked really good last week. So, Pray, don't you do that to me, bro. I don't like bugs, dude. Don't you ever do that to me on stream. Dude, Pray, do you remember when we used to stream till like, I don't know how many of you guys were around for this. On Saturday nights, before we had the baby, I used to stream till like 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes. I mean, that's really how we grew the channel in the beginning. Saturday nights used to be like money nights. And yeah, but I just can't do it anymore, man. I gotta manage everything. Michael, non-PPR, Pacheco, White, Wilson. I go Pacheco. All fine options, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys, man. It was great to talk to you guys tonight. I appreciate a great stream. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you guys so much for all the fantasy questions. Thank you guys for keeping the fantasy conversation going in the chat. I can no longer see the chat because I do need to close things out. We've been doing so for like 20 minutes now. So, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. If I missed your question, I'll be on tomorrow, or you can hit me up on Instagram or Discord. Both the links are in the description down below. Make sure to follow us on Instagram if you guys are new to the channel. Make sure to join our Discord if you guys are new to the channel. Both are obviously completely free to do. And those are our best places, the best places to reach us outside of the YouTube comment section and the live stream. So, I appreciate you guys, man. I love this community. Love you guys, man. Everyone have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll be on tomorrow before kickoff. So, smash that like on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And a great stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys for everything that you guys do. So, appreciate you guys, man. Talk to you guys tomorrow. With that, I'll say goodbye, Pray. And thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Cat.